Here we have AMC math problem. Okay, let's go to the question. Let A, M and C be non-negative integers so that A positive, M positive, C equals to 12. What is the maximum value of A times M times C? Positive A times M, positive M times C, positive C times A. Okay, here we have to get the maximum value of this expression. Okay, when I consider the expression over here, in the first term, all the three non-negative integers are multiplied. In the next one, the first two integers are multiplied. In the next one, the second integer and third integer are multiplied. In the last one, the first and the last one are multiplied. Usually, you'll be getting this kind of expression when we multiply the three quantities, that is A positive 1, M positive 1, and C positive 1. That is, I add 1 to each of these three non-negative integers and multiply them. Okay, let's get the product of three binomials over here. First, let me multiply the second binomial and third binomial using the FOIL method. Let me write the first one as it is. Okay, let's multiply this M and C. I'm getting MC. When I multiply M and positive 1, I'm getting positive M. Positive 1 times C is positive C, and positive 1 times positive 1 is positive 1. Okay, now let's multiply these two expressions. Okay, let me distribute this A to all the terms over here. Then I'm getting AMC. Positive AM, positive AC, or it can also be as CA, positive A. Okay, now we can distribute this positive one to all the terms over here. Then we get positive MC, positive M, positive C, positive 1. Okay, now let's get the terms we have in this expression over here. That is, first let's take AMC, then we can take AM, then we can take MC, then we can take CA, it's over here. Now we can write this A and M, then C, then positive 1. Okay, we know that the value of this A positive, M positive, C is 12. We can plug in that 12 for A positive, M positive, C over here. Now let me write the rest of the stuff as it is. It is A times M times C, positive, AM, positive, MC, positive, CA. Okay, when I plug in 12 for this expression, 12 positive 1, it will become 13. Let me write over here. On the left side, we can write this stuff as it is. That is A positive 1 times M positive 1 times C positive 1. Okay, our aim is to get the maximum value of this expression that we have over here. So we have to get rid of this positive 13. Let me subtract 13 from both sides of this equation. Okay, let me do it over here. This positive 13, negative 13 will cancel out. I am getting A positive 1 times M positive 1 times C positive 1, negative 13 equals to AMC, positive AM, positive MC, positive CA. Okay, here I got the value of this expression in terms of A, M and C over here. Okay, since this is equal to this expression, we have to get the maximum possible value for this expression. To get the maximum possible value for this expression, first we have to get the maximum possible value of this product. Okay, when this product has a maximum possible value, and when we subtract 13 from it, then we'll have maximum possible value for this expression. For that, we can consider the equation over here. There is A positive, M positive, C equals to 12. Now, let me add 1 to each of these three non-negative integers. Then I'm getting A positive 1, positive M positive 1, positive C positive 1. Here I have added 1 to each of these three non-negative integers. When I add these three values, I am getting 3. Now to balance this equation, we have to add the same 3 to the right side of the equation. Then we get 12 positive 3 on the right side. Okay, here we have A positive 1, positive M positive 1, positive C positive 1. On the right side, we get 15. Already we know that A, M and C are non-negative integers. When I add 1 to the non-negative integer A, this A positive 1 also must be a non-negative integer. The same thing we have for this one and this one. Here we have addition of 3 non-negative integers. When we have the addition of 3 non-negative integers and we want the product of the same 3 non-negative integers to be maximum, then the values of the 3 non-negative integers must be close to each other. If I want those 3 integers to be close to each other, then the difference between the 3 integers has to be least, and the least difference can go up to 0. Okay, to get the least difference 0 between these 3 non-negative integers, all the three non-negative integers must be having the same value. Is it possible to get the same value for all these three non-negative integers so that the addition is equal to 15? Yes, it is possible by taking 5 as a value for each of these three non-negative integers. When I add 5, 5, 5, I am getting 15. Okay, when I take a 5 as a value for a positive 1, m positive 1 and c positive 1, the product of the three binomials over here will be maximum. Okay, let's plug in 5 for this one, this one, this one, and evaluate the value of this expression. That is 5 times 5 times 5, negative 13. 5 times 5, 25. 25 times 5 is 125. Negative 13, that is equal to 112. 112 is the maximum value of this expression. We find 112 in answer choice E. The correct answer choice for this question is E.